The left hook doesn't need a warning, it just needs an opening. One clean shot and it's lights out. Some of the most unforgettable knockouts in boxing came from this compact, brutal punch. In this video, we're taking a look at the best left hook knockouts ever caught on camera. Danny Garcia versus Erik Morales, October 20th, 2012.
Put your hand on their heart. Good luck to both of you. Touch it up.
In their 2012 rematch at Barclays Center,
and they expect Erik Morales to try and press the pace early. Morales,
Danny Garcia delivered one of the most devastating left hooks of his career against Mexican legend Erik Morales.
It was a man versus a boy, and it's looking like, that's right. Good right hand.
Through the first few rounds, Garcia took complete control while Morales struggled to keep up.
With that punch and use it as a Danny Garcia, and when he throws combinations, Garcia's a very effective fighter.
I think it's a good idea to work the body, Morales looked big.
Then, in round 4, it happened.
And again, you saw that right hand in-house referee here. Now, what is referee Benji Estevez going to be looking at here?
Morales dipped just slightly while throwing a jab, and Garcia detonated a left hook that smashed flush and sent the Hall of Famer crashing through the ropes.
The top of the head.
Danny Garcia's doing, oh my.
And it's over.
The ref didn't bother counting. Morales' corner knew it was over.
A conquered champion, Erik Morales.
Jersey Joe Walcott versus Ezard Charles III, July 18, 1951.
Charles, the heavy favorite in dark trunks, going for both men beginning cautiously.
In their third meeting in July 1951,
Barbados Demon. When young Arnold Cream began his fist, that was a glancing blow. In white trunks, answers the bell for round 2, an opening in which to counter Charles.
Walcott stunned the boxing world with one of the most memorable left hooks in heavyweight history.
Championship bout. So far, Ezard has failed in their last meeting a few months earlier.
Coming in as the underdog, Walcott was 37 years old and had already lost twice to Ezard Charles. But this night was different.
Walcott comes in with a left-right combination. And Charles comes back with his right, then a left.
Walcott boxed with confidence, picking his spots and controlling the pace.
You'll see Charles try a right, but the most underrated champion of all time. Here comes a wide right by...
Then in round 7, a single perfectly timed left hook detonated on Charles's jaw and sent the champion crashing to the canvas.
And it's all over in one of the most stunning upsets of ring history.
Walcott finally became heavyweight champion of the world on his 5th try. Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Ricky Hatton, December 8th, 2007.
All right, gentlemen. We went over the rules in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight.
In a battle of undefeated stars, Mayweather broke down Hatton with precision and patience.
Floyd Mayweather, here we go. The WBC Ring Magazine Welterweight Championship of the World.
Before delivering one of the sharpest left hook finishes of his career, Hatton was stunning Floyd early with a quick left that made the crowd erupt.
You come inside, that's one part of it. Floyd almost went down, but part of that is because he was backing up when he got hit.
He's taking away the style of one of the fighters.
But then, in round 10, Hatton lunged in recklessly, and Mayweather clipped him with a check left hook that spun Hatton sideways into the corner. He got up, but seconds later, another brutal left hook from Floyd put him down again. David Lemieux versus Curtis Stevens, March 11th, 2017.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Make this a clean fight all times. Touch the belt.
in one of the most violent finishes in recent middleweight history.
Naked eye in the past.
100%. He looks a little fleshy to me.
Hopefully he hasn't underestimated.
David Lemieux delivered a left hook that nearly stopped time.
Money punches the left hook.
Yep, but they can hurt you with either hand, and they're throwing them.
Stevens was finding moments with counters.
Yeah, it doesn't look like either fighter wants to
Right
go.
hand by Lemieux.
And Lemieux was chopping to the body like he wanted to break something.
Potential Canelo.
Oh, good
Hard
shot.
right hand by Stevens was hurt by that shot.
Stevens wasn't.
He's saving himself and he's trying to knock out.
Big left hook to the body.
And eliminated the first round, and Curtis Stevens came back.
But then came round 3. Lemieux landed a tight, vicious left that shut everything down. Stevens dropped like a tree.
He came here clearly expecting to win. In fact, it's a particularly strong corner with Jackson.
Oh,
There it is, Stevens.
out cold.
And out goes the victory.
Even Lemieux didn't celebrate right away because he knew what he had just done. Tommy Morrison versus Donovan Ruddock, June 10th, 1955. Tommy Morrison and Donovan Razor Ruddock clashed in 1995 for the vacant IBC heavyweight title, and it was a slugfest from the start. Ruddock dropped Morrison early with a brutal right uppercut. But Morrison bounced back in round 2 with his own uppercut that forced a standing 8 count. Ruddock looked close to finishing it in round 6 until Morrison countered a missed uppercut with a thunderous left hook that floored Ruddock. Ruddock got up, but Morrison overwhelmed him with a final barrage, forcing the TKO.
10 more seconds, and it's a long one. He will not do it. It's over.
That left hook changed everything. Donovan Ruddock versus Michael Dokes, April 4th, 1990.
Does not belong on the inside. See that count? That short left hook that stunned.
In April 1990, Ruddock delivered one of the most devastating left hook knockouts in heavyweight history.
There's that counter by Dokes again. Jab. He threw a straight right hand and a right uppercut. And Ruddock comes back strong.
Facing former WBA champ Michael Dokes, the fight was close through 3 rounds.
But he doesn't, and it's Dokes coming back. And Dokes with these short punches.
Until Ruddock detonated a brutal left hook in the 4th. It snapped Dokes' head and sent him staggering into the ropes.
The long fight, not using his legs at all.
Before Dokes could recover, Ruddock followed up with 2 more crushing left hooks that dropped him flat on the canvas.
Dokes went down to the second string. Dokes is down, and he may be out, man. It's all over. It's all over. Mike Tyson versus Robert Coley, October 25th, 1985.
Coming off a win in his last fight. Already we can see Tyson giving away.
Coley barely got a chance to get started.
He's giving away weight as well, about 7 pounds to Coley.
Just 37 seconds into the first round, Tyson slipped inside and let his left hook go. Fast, short, and violent.
Left hook, good night. What a great shot.
Coley never saw it coming. 1 second he was standing tall, the next he was flat on his back, staring at the lights. You could feel the punch from the crowd's reaction alone. Loud, stunned, and immediate.
Left hook, good night. What a great shot.
The ref counted, but everyone knew it was done. Man, that left hook, cold. Nonito Donaire versus Stefon Young, April 27, 2019.
And we are underway for this WBA Bantamweight champ.
Stefon Young got the biggest opportunity of his career when he stepped in last minute to face Nonito Donaire.
End of the body by Nonito Donaire. This is the first time he has fought for gold, and they both exchanged nicely. Donaire has fought some high-level competition
in the World Boxing Super Series semifinal.
He's walking forward.
Well, Donaire is cutting off the ring of our opening stanza here between Donaire and Stefon Young.
Then follows it up with the hook. That's exactly what you're supposed to do if you're a southpaw.
Young tried to make it a chess match.
Final, and Stefon Young, as Donaire
is developing a mouse up underneath
himself, not as easy of a target because Young is finding a home for that straight left.
But in round 6, Donaire found the shot. As Young circled out with his hands low, Donaire fired a missile of a left hook that landed flush. Young's legs gave out before he hit the ground.
6 years of age, 18, a world champion at 18, to be able to evade. And there's a back down goes Young on a thunderous left hook.
One punch. That was it.
Waited too long. Boom.
Sure did.
Night-night.
In the front of Nonito Donaire sees the open shot. Boom!
He was unconscious going to the canvas.
He was.
Rocky Marciano versus Harry Matthews, July 28, 1952.
Matthews was 179, just 4 pounds over the light heavyweight Marciano, sensational slugger from Brockton, Massachusetts. 10 rounds here at Yankee Stadium, New York. Matthews in the dark trunks.
Going back into that 1952 eliminator at Yankee Stadium, Matthews hadn't lost in nearly a decade and looked sharp early.
Marciano's had 41 fights since entering the pro ranks in 1948. He's won them all, 36 by knockout.
Using slick counters to slow Marciano's charge in the first.
Harry Kid Matthews has it over Marciano on experience.
But round 2 was a different story. Rocky cornered him, unleashed 2 left hooks that landed clean, and that second one folded Matthews like a chair.
Matthews is down. 2 lightning-fast left hooks.
The way he collapsed into the ropes, you knew it was over. No count needed, just raw, unforgiving power from The Rock.
Jab, then hooks, and hooks again, and Matthews is knocked to the canvas.
Joe Frasier versus Jimmy Ellis, February 16th, 1970.
All right, we've had all the introductions. The bell against Frasier, who's a swarmer, always coming at you.
In 1970, Joe Frasier stepped into the ring with Jimmy Ellis to settle the question of who truly ruled the heavyweight division.
Ellis, the members of fighting.
Frasier fought like a man on a mission, constantly coming forward.
Before the fight, the butting. The ring. Using the left jab, the left.
By round 4, the toll had started to show.
It's been a very stimulating fight thus. Left's in with a good assault. That's it against the ropes. Staggered. Rubbery leg. Last. This the 3rd round.
Then came the shot. A vicious left hook that caught Ellis flush and sent him crashing to the canvas.
Less than a minute left in round 4. Down goes Ellis.
He somehow made it to his feet, but the damage was done. Just before the bell, Frasier landed another crushing left hook and dropped Ellis again.
Past the man, Frasier again with the left. Ellis standing there. Oh!
Mike Tyson versus Reggie Gross, June 13th, 1986.
Fighter must get up following a low blow, or he may be counted out. The fighter cannot be saved by the bell, except in the final round.
Tyson faced Reggie Gross at Madison Square Garden in what turned out to be another terrifying display of Tyson's raw power. With about a minute left in the first round, Gross launched a wide right hand, and Tyson ducked under it like it was nothing. Then came a lightning-fast left hook that cracked Gross right on the chin. Down he went. He got back up, but Tyson pounced again, slipped a wild swing, and ripped another nasty left hook that sent Gross crashing down a second time. It was all over at 2:36 of round 1.
And this was the closing flurry that ended it.
David Tua versus Rick Honeycutt, September 25th, 1993. Tua didn't even need to warm up. From the start, he looked locked in, calm, but dangerous. In the first round, he ripped a brutal left hook to Honeycutt's body that dropped him hard. Man, you could hear the air leave his lungs. Honeycutt somehow stood up and made it to the bell. But Tua wasn't done. Early in the second, he closed the show with another savage left, this time to the head. Alexander Povetkin versus David Price, March 31st, 2018. Povetkin faced Price in Cardiff, and what looked like a routine fight for Povetkin nearly turned chaotic. Povetkin dropped Price with a looping shot in round 3. But then got stunned and floored himself by a surprise left hand just before the bell. But Povetkin shook it off fast. By round 5, he had figured Price out. He caught him clean with a right hand that left the big man frozen. Then came the finisher, a savage left hook that landed flush on the chin. Kenny Weiss versus Jim McDonald, September 22nd, 1990.
Should be well within his capability.
In the fourth round, Weiss found his moment and let loose a vicious left hook that changed everything. Jim McDonald, a seasoned former European champion, had looked solid up to that point, but one clean shot was all it took. The hook landed flush on the chin. No windup, no warning. And McDonald collapsed hard. The ref took one look and didn't even bother with a count. Damn. Arturo Gotti versus Wilson Rodriguez, March 23rd, 1996.
Gotti came out with thunder and on January 12, Roy.
Yeah, he had a masterful...
Rodriguez had Gotti nearly stopped, but he wouldn't go away.
So far, Gotti having a little trouble getting off. To land the lead right, that's going to inhibit the left hook for Arturo Gotti.
After getting dropped by a sharp left in round 2,
coming up, Gotti goes down on a short left hook inside.
And taking a beating through the fourth, Gotti started ripping shots to the body.
You saw the straight right land flush for Gotti. Rodriguez targeting the eye.
Slowly turning the tide.
He's remembering to go to the body, and he's landing that left hook.
The fifth round was pure grit.
Score it. Larry, 3-1, 39-36. Wilson.
Gotti landed a crushing left to the ribs that dropped Rodriguez to a knee.
Both fighters landed more than 60% of their blows in round four.
There's a shot.
A contact here.
Somehow he stood up.
8! Tide has turned. Tide has turned.
But the sixth? Man, that was it. Gotti stepped in and launched a left hook upstairs that detonated clean on the chin.
Down goes Rodriguez. What a left hook.
Rodriguez collapsed flat.
Arturo Gotti.
How about that?
Ricky Hatton versus Carlos Mousa, November 26, 2005.
From all kinds of angles, Hatton will have to be careful on the way in. Heavy-handed, this Colombian.
Well, Ricky will want to get Mousa on the back foot.
Hatton versus Mousa was messy, bloody, and physical.
Making his first defense of the WBA version. Has to be careful. The opening seconds of the fight above the left eye. Times his style. Looks like a novice vision, hoping to get lucky.
But Ricky found the shot that changed everything.
And the cut does look quite bad on that eyebrow. He got it with a body shot.
After dealing with a cut over his left eye early and grinding through Mousa's wild, awkward style, Hatton finally broke through in round 9.
Is leading, I think, quite beyond it. One with a few scary moments along the way, and it's... Well, we've got to those 4 rounds, and then Hatton, as he has been just about all his coaching, hasn't he, here?
Yeah, because
He ducked inside, got into that perfect range, and boom crushed Mousa with a vicious left hook.
just to walk a beautiful punch. Now this is right hand again.
Oh, he's got him with a left hook. Huge left hook. Can he get up from that?
Mousa hit the canvas stiff, flat. No count needed. Just one hook, and it was done.
I'm going to take that. He was flagging. He was struggling. Ricky.
But Hatton.
David Tua versus Oleg Mascay, April 5th, 1997.
People think he reminds them in style of Mike Tyson, and again, a lot of it has to do with his weight representative, listed because of illness. The two-time Soviet champion.
This one looked like a potential upset in the making.
Big left hand got through over the guard of Mascay. There's a left hook, a little bit low, a little bit south of the border. Again, Mascay was waiting to get hit.
Right up until the 11th round. Tua was trailing on the cards, getting picked off by Mascayev's jab all night until the 11th round.
Again, Mascay was waiting to get hit. And when you wait to get hit, you get hit.
That's when Tua finally cornered him and unleashed a left hook from hell. One clean shot, Mascayev's body shut down midair.
Weight representative, listed because of illness. Two-time Soviet champion, super heavyweight division.
Eyes rolled back, and he crashed to the canvas. No count needed. That left hook was pure TNT. Canelo Alvarez versus Carlos Baldeir, September 18th, 2010.
The crowd is cheering Canelo because he's an unusual-looking Mexican.
And this crowd is pumped.
Not a few of this crowd have come to see Alvarez.
He is called.
In just the 6th round of their 2010 clash, 20-year-old Canelo Alvarez delivered a left hook that had people in the Staples Center screaming.
Alvarez clearly getting the better of Baldeir in round 1.
For one round in this case.
Yeah. Another one of those hooks. His trainer calls it the fast Baldeir lands a few punches, stepping inside.
Up to that point, the young Mexican was in full control, picking apart Carlos Baldeir with sharp jabs, body shots, and crisp counters.
Just standing almost in a toe-to-toe stance, fall apart. And
break.
But it was that left, short, tight, and perfectly timed that ended everything.
And This is dazzling.
Down, biggest moment of the night.
Baldeir, who had never been knocked out in over 50 fights, went down face first and didn't move for several seconds. Bradis Prescott versus Amir Khan, September 6, 2008. Nonito Donaire versus Vic Darchinyan, July 7, 2007.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the current NABF champion, Nonito Donaire. Is the undefeated IBF and IBO flyweight champion of the world, Vic Darchinyan.
Nonito Donaire walked into the ring as the underdog against the unbeaten Vic Darchinyan, who had steamrolled his way through the flyweight division.
In advance. We'll soon find out, Al.
I like that explanation.
Donaire picked his shots and countered Darchinyan's wild aggression with sharp precision.
Land that night, didn't punch as hard as he usually does. Big left uppercut attempt there by Donaire that can really wear you down. His left, which is the correct thing to do.
In round 5, as Darchinyan lunged forward, Donaire whipped a lightning-fast left hook that landed flush.
But when he does, Donaire is counterpunching him so.
That'll be up at the midway point of round 5.
Donaire working well. Oh my! Look out! Darchinyan down for the first time.
Darchinyan crashed to the canvas, stunned and trying to stand on spaghetti legs. The ref didn't even need a full count. Some of those left hooks were just vicious, sharp, sudden, and fight-ending. Which knockout stood out the most to you? Drop your pick in the comments below. And if you're enjoying these breakdowns, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next.